Hey, what is going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at the HGUC Narrative Gundam C-Packs. So the A-Packs, of course, we already looked at back when that came out. That was basically the Narrative Gundam in its kind of bare bones state, but with the giant mobile armor attachments. But now it's fully loaded up with lots of psychoframe parts. There in the background you can see the Phoenix narrative version as well as the Neo Zeong narrative version, which we're also going to be taking a look at very soon as well once we get that built up. But I just want to build this one up in the meantime first as well. So right off the bat, some very cool artwork here. At a glance, you would think that this is like some version of the Unicorn Gundam or something like that if you just like saw this at a distance on the shelf. It looks very much like the Unicorn Gundam, of course, but then definitely with some elements of the new Gundam in there as well, like with the head, the legs especially, and the feet, and the shoulders to a degree as well, and the front skirts, I don't know. So it's definitely a mix of aesthetics between the two of them, but it looks pretty cool. A lot of people are kind of on the fence about this design. I personally am growing to like it a little bit, I think. So I don't know, we'll see once I got the kit together. I definitely liked the original version of the A-Packs version of the Narrative Gundam a lot more after I built the kit, so let's see if that is the case for this one as well here. So here on the side, this is number 222 in the HGUC line. Down here on the bottom of the box, you can see what the kit is going to look like, just painted up. Probably not going to look all that different from the unpainted version, because it's pretty much just white and some gray parts and a couple of dark blue parts. We're going to pretty much have everything in its molded colors, I would think. We'll see here once we get everything all built up, of course. Obviously not going to have this color app there with the little colors there for the missiles in the back of the shield, but anyway, you'll see some action poses here using the different weapons, the beam sabers, the shield, and the beam rifle. Really do like the new beam rifle for this though. It does kind of share some elements of the Unicorn's beam rifle, but it has a little bit more kind of realistic, militaristic sort of look to it. So like kind of like a mix between a Jagan beam rifle and the beam magnum used by the Unicorn. So pretty interesting there. Here's some of the gimmicks about the overall construction, the articulation of that. All very nice, as we saw with the A-Packs version. On the top here, you can see there it is battling against the second Neo Zeong. And then there's some information here if you want to check that out. It's in Japanese and English, so you can read all of that. It's got the Psycho package. No list price listed on here, but this kit retails for 2,300 yen. Alex visited me this past weekend and was so kind enough to pick this up at the Gundam base for me, so that's why it's got the Gundam base stickers there on the side of it. But anyway, as we can see, we got some foil stickers, a multicolored runner there right off the bat, our psycho frame parts there, some more gray and white, some more white and gray, some of that navy blue, and one little bright blue bit there. And this, what's this here? Mobile Suit Gundam Mechanical Report here with the Narrative Gundam on the front. Some other narrative stuff here on the back, Converge, and some other kits from the line. So basically it's just a whole bunch of stuff about the narrative. RX-9 Narrative Gundam, there's with the A-Packs, and let's see, yep, as you might have guessed, there's the B-Packs and the C-Packs. So a lot of nice artwork in here, for sure. I don't know if this is something that's going to come with like all the versions of the kit or what, but and there we've got the narrative version of the DJ and the narrative version of the Gustav Karl here. But I guess it looks the same as the Unicorn version actually, so it's not really particularly to the narrative version. And then here at the bottom you have the Silver Bullet Suppressor, which we just recently got the announcement that we're getting a kit of that as well, and it looks really awesome with it. Like, really can't wait for that. Anyway, so there you go, just a little bit of background information there for you, but unfortunately this is all in Japanese, but some cool artwork anyway to look at. Let's get a look at our manual here. So we just got, again, nice sample build there, good for reference if you want to check that out, but looks nice, of course. You got some information up here at the top. It's got the Vulcan gun, the beam rifle, the beam saber, the beam cannon, the head, a missile, and a shield. Going around here to the back, we've got basically the same action poses like we saw on the outside of the box, but there's some more information here. If you want to read up on any of that, there's that. A little bit here about the beam saber as well. Or here, just a little bit about the beam rifle, and then some little bit about the psycho frame, and then a little bit about the shield. It's all pretty standard stuff, but if you want to read any of that, feel free. And then again, some more about the story here. Again, not sure if this is the same as on the outside of the box, but no, it looks a little bit different information there if you want to read any of that stuff. At the bottom, we do have our color guide, but again, pretty straightforward. Red, blue, white, navy blue, gray, yellow. It's all pretty standard colors for this. Let's check out the parts list. We are going to have some unused parts here, so it looks like it's probably using parts from the A-Packs version of the Narrative Gundam, and you're going to have some different parts, like for the upper arms, upper legs, and looks like those parts are going to be left over. So it looks like you can maybe build, possibly, the A-Packs version of the Narrative Gundam with this. Possibly. We'll see. I'll let you guys know in the review. But at a glance, just looking at all the extra parts there on the runners, it looks like maybe you can. Anyways, just on through the construction with the torso and head arms, legs, and then back to our color pages. Finishing up the legs, again, looks very Unicorn and New Gundam-esque there, and then the waist section, and then the Gundam is done, and then onto the weapons. Pretty simple there for the beam rifle and the shield. And that's it, so let's get into the runners. Alright, so first up for the foil sticker sheet, as you can see, very minimal here. We just got the eyes, and you have the choice of either green eyes or red eyes, I guess if you want to go for either one of those. And then you've got a few camera stickers on there in green, and that is it. We got PC001 for our polycaps here in gray. So here we have runner A1, and it's white, and this one is from the original C-Packs kit, as this runner is labeled from 2018, so it's not new for 2019. Then we do also have runner A2, which is a copy of this section of the runner here. And then runner B1 as well from the original C-Packs version of the Narrative Gundam, and this is just like inner frame, joint parts, hand parts, things like that in this nice warm gray color. And then we've got a B2, which is a copy of this portion of the runner here. Runner C is our 4-color runner. Again, this one is still from the original kit, and we've got a couple red parts there at the bottom, yellow part at the top for the V-fin, a couple of clear parts on the side for the face and the canopy of the core fighter, which is there in the chest, and then obviously that kind of light, slightly purplish gray for some of the detail parts. Runner D is going to be our dark blue parts for the feet and the backpack. Again, this is from the original C-Pack, so still nothing new in the way of parts yet for this, except for a couple parts added onto the previous runners. Runner E here is obviously going to be our psychoframe parts for this, and a couple interesting things about this is that our beam saber effect parts are actually molded here onto this runner instead of being separate beam saber effect parts like we would normally see. So that's cool and all, but the unfortunate thing is that they now have air bubbles in them, which is not very cool, so that you'll be kind of unfortunate. So maybe you might want to use some beam sabers from a different kit for this. But the other interesting thing is that this runner is also from 2018, so obviously this kit didn't have the psychoframe parts in 2018 when the A-Packs came out, so that means I guess all of these runners are going to be marked for just 2018, and maybe that's when they had the whole kit planned out and they just didn't obviously release this C-Packs now until 2019. Let's also give this a UV test. Now unfortunately my UV light here is dying, I need to put some new batteries in it, but you can see it is still very reactive to the UV light there. So just like with the different versions of the Unicorn, if you have some nice LEDs or LED, any kind of UV lighting are in here where around this, it's going to glow really nicely. Runner F2 is our little blue part there for in the chest, and then runner G is a bunch of the new white parts for this version of the Gundam. Now this one again is labeled for 2018, so I guess that is going to be the case for all the runners, but the unfortunate thing that I'm seeing on this runner is that here on the shield, on the back of the shield there, here where these little missiles are, those are not only just unfortunately molded into here, so they're not a separate piece. That's going to mean that you're not going to be able to paint those separately. You're going to have to mask those if you want to paint them, but also one of them is hollow, or like two of them are hollow, so that's really unfortunate. So you'll have to fill those in, then mask them, then paint them if you want to have those painted in the correct colors for the little missiles there on the back of the shield. That's sad. But then lastly is runner H for a few more of the new frame parts for this kit, as well as the new beam magnum here, or the beam rifle for this kit as well, and it looks pretty nice, very nicely detailed, pretty simple of course in its design though, but that is it. So that's it for the unboxing, guys. The kit does look fantastic, minus a couple little flaws there as we've seen so far, but I think it is going to be overall a really nice kit and a pretty interesting version of the Narrative Gundam. I didn't order the B-Packs version. I wasn't really planning on getting it, but I don't know, maybe someday in the future it might be kind of cool to take a look at the D-Packs as well. The C-Pack, the B-Packs as well. That one was a P-Bandai exclusive, and I liked the backpack for it, but I didn't really care at all for the shield parts for it, so I don't know, it was kind of on the fence. Maybe someday in the future. In the meantime, anyway, guys, we'll take a look at this. If you have further questions or comments, leave those down below. And as always, guys, a huge thank you to ZakuGundam Store for sponsoring the review. Do check the link to their site down below where you can get this kit and everything else there 10% off using my coupon code. It's all in the video description, so check that out. And with that, guys, I'll see you in the review. Bye-bye. Hey! Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, if you want to check the kit out for yourself, you can head over to ZakuGundam Store, use that coupon code ZakuAurelius10, save yourself 10%. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.